Good morning. I just wanted to come on as today is the day and I am going to 66 books. I am super excited. It is currently just coming up to 6:45 in the morning where I live. It's about a 3-hour drive, so we're hoping to stop off for a bit of breakfast maybe, and then we're hoping to get there by lunchtime. It's open till I think 6 tonight, so I'm hoping I'll get a good few hours this afternoon in there. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of start the vlog off because I'm just excited for one, but I will obviously update you as I go along. The only thing with this vlog today, if I don't feel very comfortable vlogging out in public, which it may be the case or it may not, it depends how brave I'm feeling, I will do some voiceovers. So I'm hoping to still take some clips for you so that you can see the layout inside and stuff. And obviously show you some of the books I'm looking at. But yeah, enough of me rambling. Let's just get on with the vlog. We ended up leaving the house about, I would say, 7:45 in the morning. And as you can see, we are on a nice clear motorway at the moment. I'm hoping it stays like this for the rest of the journey, but we will see. We then stopped off at a service station about 2 hours into the journey, just so that we could grab some breakfast, as we knew it was going to be a really busy day ahead. When we got to 66 books, it was quite easy to park. We managed to get a parking space and the queue was about an hour. This is us just heading into the warehouse. As you come in, you will go up a set of stairs. And then as you reach the top, you enter a big, massive warehouse. Unfortunately, the warehouse was really busy on this day, so I've not been able to get any clips. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what the shelves look like here. And I hope you enjoy the book haul that's about to follow. As you would have seen in the last clip, I was unable to get many clips really of being in the warehouse, as it was just so busy every time. An aisle was empty and I thought, I'll get my camera out now. Somebody or a group of people would walk down it and want to get past, so it just wasn't ideal, to be honest. I think I went at probably the peak time. I think Saturday mornings are quite busy. However, I tried to just get a little bit of clips of the shelving, just so that you could see. Books are not in any particular order in there, it's literally just scan. So I sort of went in with the mindset of don't have any books in mind, because you just probably won't find them, and also just go down each and every aisle and make sure you scan from top to bottom, because on a few shelves, I'll probably mention the books that I've seen, they were right on the top shelf, and I wouldn't have known they were there had I not looked up. And, you know, so I got a bit of a surprise and thought, oh, that's one of the books I want. So, yeah, I will just give you a bit of a rundown. So I got from 66 books, 25 books in total, and that came to £76.33, and that means if we, you know, look at the RRP prices, it's a saving of £254.33, which is just amazing. These books cost anywhere between, you know, I think £3 and £6, so really not expensive, and some of these are hardbacks as well. But yeah, without further ado, we're just going to get into it because there are a lot of books to get through. I'm going to try and give you as much information as I can on each one where possible. I've got made like notes for myself on the books. So if I'm looking down a little bit, that's why. But let's go with these, I think, first. So just a little quick backstory, I went to 66 Books last November, and when I was there I bought The Mortal Instruments, and I can't think what the other series is called. The Mortal Instruments and The Infernal Devices. This is part of the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and there's many different series within it, and it's by Cassandra Clare. I think they came out years and years and years ago, and you know, a lot of teenagers were reading them, but I believe they're really good and they're worth a read. So I picked them 2 series up last year, and then when I went in on Saturday, I actually found this little box set of books. These are part of the, let me just check, these are the companion books to the series, or the chronicles if you like. But yeah, we've got the Bane Chronicles, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and Ghosts of the Shadow Market. So they're just ready for when I get to that point to read them. I also got Chain of Iron, which is part of the Last Hours. I think it's a trilogy, but I haven't got any of the others in it, and there's ones I need to read obviously before this. But this is according to this book, it's a collector's first edition, and it's just gorgeous. So I got the hardback in this one. But yeah, I think there was only a couple of these, and I grabbed one. And then when I went back, for some reason, everything had gone. And I think that's another tip I would give you. If you are like going in there for the first time, just pick up all the books that you think you would want or you would like, and then there are so many tables around the warehouse, upstairs and downstairs, and you can just sort through them at the end, which ones you want to keep, which ones you don't. And I think that was the idea I had on Saturday. I just sort of went in, put all the books in the baskets that I wanted, and then if I wanted to get rid of any at the end, I could take them out when I sorted them. As it was, all the books that I picked up I did buy. But that's just a way of doing it. It's just tips sometimes for other people. I digress, so let's get back to the books. So they were the 4 books in the Shadowhunter Chronicles that I bought. I then got 2 books. I've not heard of this before. It is a YA fantasy series. It's by Victoria Aveyard, who did the Red Queen. Now I have got the Red Queen on my shelf, which I haven't read yet, but I didn't know she'd done another series. Now this is called the Realm Breaker series. Please let me know if you've read these and what you thought of them. Like I say, it is YA fantasy, but however, I don't mind that. This is Realm Breaker, and this is priced, the RRP price is £9.99, so this was about £3.33, which is just amazing for a big book like this. So I got Realm Breaker, which is book 1. They didn't have book 2 in this series, but they did have Fate Breaker, which is book 3. So I've picked these up, and then what I'm going to do is I'll get book 2 at some point during maybe next year, because I'm not going to get around to them before then. But yeah, so they're another 2 books. This is another one that's part of a series. This is book 2. I couldn't see book 1 or book 3, but it is a trilogy that I want to read, and that is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I know there are mixed opinions on this trilogy. However, I have Six of Crows, and I can't think what the second one's called. It's a duology, the Six of Crows and something else. If I remember to put a picture of it in here, I'll pop it here. But yeah, it's recommended that you read the Shadow and Bone trilogy first, so that you get to know the world system, the systems and the magic system and things. So, like I say, I only got book 2 in it, which is Siege and Storm by Lee Bardugo. I think it's Lee. I don't know if it's Leigh, but I think it's Lee Bardugo. But yeah, just the 1 book, so I really need to pick up book 1 and book 3. We then have which I was really surprised to see in there. The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrian Young. This is a standalone fantasy novel, and I've seen it a lot. Sometimes it does get mixed reviews, other times people are absolutely loving it, and it's about a small mountain town of Jasper. It's based in North Carolina. June Farrow is waiting for fate to find her. The Farrow women are known for their thriving flower farm and the mysterious curse that has haunted them for generations. So basically, I think her mother disappears and she's raised by her nan or her grandmother. June has kept secret from the people of Jasper that her own unravelling has already begun. When her grandmother dies, June follows a series of clues that link her mother's disappearance to the town's dark history, leading finally to a mysterious door. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I obviously will let you know what I think of it when I've read it. So that was another one. I then picked up, which is a bit different for me, but I've had my eye on these since the last time I went, and it's just a couple of classics, but I think I'm going to read these ones. So I absolutely love The Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and this edition is so pretty. These retail at, according to the stickers, I think it was £20. Yeah, £20. So these were like about £6, I think, as well. And they're just gorgeous. Just really, really lovely. They do have some like little pictures inside and things. So yeah. So that was The Little Women. And then I had The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. So yeah, they're really pretty. And like I say, the illustrations are gorgeous inside, and I just thought they'd look really nice on my shelf together. And I got a couple of Riley Sager books. Riley Sager is a thriller mystery author, and he's quite popular at the moment, I think. Some books are highly recommended, others not so much. However, there were a few in there. I think there was another one in there, but I just picked up the two that I like the sound of. I picked up the only one left, which is to do with the Hope family. They were all killed, bar one of them, like, I think decades ago. And one of them's left mute, paralysed and confined to a wheelchair. And then she has a new living carer come to live with her, and basically she gives this lady called Kit a typewriter. Oh no, the caregiver's called Kit, sorry, I don't know what the lady's name is. They bring a typewriter for her, and she then begins to tell her story. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then we've got Middle of the Night, which is about two young boys, and they are in their childhood at home, I think, and they're in a tent, and basically one of them goes missing in the middle of the night, and that's where the story starts. So it's all about Ethan, who's like, I suppose, maybe trying to solve this mystery of where his friend Billy went. So yeah, looking forward to that one. One that I've never seen before. I think the ratings on Fable or Goodreads are only like 3.5 or maybe just a bit under, which is not the best, but it's in historical fiction, and it's called The Italian Garden by Charlotte Betts. And to be honest, it was the cover that I liked first. I just thought it was really pretty. And it's about horticulturalist Violet Honeywell is commissioned to restore the once exquisite garden. It's based in Lake Como, this villa, and she's been commissioned to restore this exquisite garden. Violet instantly becomes enchanted by the Italian way of life, and under the beguiling warmth of the Bellagio sun, she falls in love with a man who can never truly be hers, Flora's grandson. The discovery at the lake uncovers buried untruths that have haunted the family for decades. Violet starts to delve deeper into dark secrets of their past, and she quickly begins to realise that not everything in this family is what it seems. So, yeah, bit of a mystery as well, I think. I'm sorry if I butchered that then. My words were all over the place. I think I am slightly tired, but I wanted to get this video done and up for you to see what I bought. The next book I bought was Christmas for Beginners by Carol Matthews. I always just like to pick up a Christmas book. There's lots in there to choose from, and this one is just about Molly Baker, who is organising a festive fundraiser. With an antisocial sheep, awkward alpacas and a seriously sequined Santa Claus to assemble, Molly is feeling overwhelmed and in desperate need of some Christmas spirit. So I just thought it sounded like a good time, and that's probably something I'll read in December maybe. We then have a couple of Kristin Hannah books. I don't know if there were any other ones in there. I think it might have been just these two. And that is The Four Winds and Winter Garden. I'm looking forward to these. And obviously if they get chosen, we'll read the backs of all the books at that time. So yeah, that was another two. I then bought Scythe. I've been looking at this one for a little while, and it does get so many good reviews by people on YouTube. This is a sci-fi series, and it's basically, in a perfect world, the only way to die is to be gleaned by a professional scythe. We've got two people who are chosen to be apprentices. They have no option but to learn the art of killing. It's to do with the population, basically, and culling people so that the population doesn't get too busy and full. That's probably not the best way of describing it, but that's what they're about. I have book one, and I bought book two ready because I think I am going to like it. But this is a 4-book series, I think. I think there's one called The Toll, and the 4th one is called Gleanings, which is different stories in that one, I think. But yeah, so they were another 2 books I bought. I then bought some, I would class like summer type books. So I've got Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan, or Monaghan. Again, people pronounce her name differently, so I'm not quite sure which way it is. This book is, like I say, a summer book. It's a standalone, and I have got her other one, Nora Goes Off Script, which I haven't read. But yeah, this looks a really good one, so I picked that one up. I also picked up, which I'm so pleased, I saw it and I sort of like jumped on it, Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. These are really popular in a minute. There's another one called Promise Me Not, I think, by her. That's her latest one, but I wanted to read this one anyway. But it's like got spring feel to it, so I'm classing these now as like my seasonal reads, if you like. But yeah, I just thought this one looks really good. This one has got the accidental pregnancy trope in it, I think. So we will see. But yeah, it gets really good reviews, so I picked that one up. And then I also picked up, which I'm going to try and get the 3rd book now in the series, the Rome, Kentucky series. So we've got When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect, and these are by Sarah Adams. They're just short little stories. And then there is Beg, Borrow or Steal, which I'm going to try and pick up from the works at some point. So again, they're like more summery reads maybe. So it might be that I'll leave these till next year now, but they were such a good price you can't leave them there. I then picked up a couple of autumnal reads, as I would call them. So we've got The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This is book 2 in the Graves Glen series. So the first book was The XX. I enjoyed that book, and I think I enjoyed the ending more than I think the middle I got a little bit bored, I'm not going to lie, and then the ending picked up again. I can't remember what I rated it. I think it was like 3 or 3.5 stars, and I did think, am I going to continue? But then I saw this for such a good price, I thought I might as well just pick it up and give it a go. So this is book 2, and I will be putting this on my cart very soon. We then have, which I was so excited, this is what the one where I said about scouring up and down, make sure that you look everywhere, because this was on the very top shelf, and had I have not been looking really carefully, I would have missed it completely. And that is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I don't want to butcher this name, by Sangu Mandana, I'm going to say. But I was desperate to read this last year when I was watching everybody give their opinions on it. So that will be being added to my cart as well. And then the last book from 66 Books, which I feel like we've flown through them actually, to be fair, is Never by Jessa Hastings. The reviews I've seen aren't great, I'll be honest, but then I just love Peter Pan and I love fairy tale retelling. So when I read the synopsis, I thought this is right up my street, really. It's something I think I would like. The illustrations are lovely inside, if you can see that. There. It's just gorgeous. And I just love the cover as well on it. So I picked this up. And like I say, this wasn't very expensive at all for a hardback. And I just think the cover's really pretty. But yeah, that was the last book I bought. So like I say, that's 25 books in total, and that came to, for all them books, it came to £76.33 if you want to be precise, which is just a bargain, isn't it, really, when you think about it. We then obviously left 66 Books and went back to our hotel that we booked close by. Well, I say close by, it's about an hour back, because we wanted to make sure that we were a bit closer to home again on the way back. So we stayed at a Premier Inn in Rugby, and then as we were going back to the Premier Inn in Rugby, short little story, we noticed signs for Milton Keynes. Now I am a Open University student and I just couldn't resist. I thought, where is the Open University campus? I need to go and have my picture took by the sign, and it's something I've wanted to do. I'm going into my last year in September of the Open Uni, and I thought if I don't do it now, I never will. So my husband diverted off and I managed to get my photograph taken by the Open University sign. I was thrilled. I'll insert the picture here. But yeah, and then we went on to the hotel, or the Premier Inn, and then we went out for something to eat. On the way back home, we just nipped into a local Asda in the area. I just wanted to pick up some sweets, basically, for when we got back. And I can't resist looking in the book section. And even though I'd just bought 25 books, I just can't help myself. And I did pick up 2 more from the Asda in Rugby. And they were Heavenly Bodies by, is it Imani Aru? I want to say. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, but I've been desperate to read this. This is a romantasy. It gets such good reviews, and yeah, I had to just buy it. I saw it, I had to have it. So we picked up this one. This is going to be part of a series, I believe, and this is obviously book 1 in that series. And then the second book I bought in Asda, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it, is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is going to be my very first book by V.E. Schwab, so I will see if I like it. But this book gets raving reviews. It is, I believe, about 3 different women over 3 different time periods, and they're all dead, basically, and they are vampires. So we will see what I think. It's probably something a little out of my comfort zone, something I've not read before, but however, I'm really excited to give this a go. I do love vampire stories. I love the Carissa Broadbent world, so I'm gonna guess that this is going to be one of my favourites. We shall see. Like I say, I've not read anything from this author, so it depends how she writes and whether I like it or not, I suppose. But yeah, that was my last book I bought. So in total, I bought 27 books, which I think takes my total up to something like 169 books now on my TBR to be read. I think if I'm going to be sensible, I won't be buying any more books now. I think the next time I'm going to buy a book maybe my birthday time in October, because like I say, there's no need to buy any more really, if we're being honest. I have enough on my shelves. The only time I will buy one is possibly if it is part of a series that I'm waiting for the next book to come out or something like that. But I'm going to try and slow it down a bit because I really need to get some books off my TBR instead of keep adding to them. Yeah, I had a fabulous day. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog and book haul. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.